What's up, everybody? DS the Drunk Heavy again today, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about Logi appreciation. Now, as everybody knows, I play as a heavy 99% of the time in this game. I absolutely love it. It's my bread and butter. But we all know a good heavy is normally twice as effective with a Logi bro by his side. Hell, everyone on the team benefits from having solid Logis run with them. Logis keep you alive, revive you when you die, and keep you stocked up on ammo so you don't have that panic when you're down to your last 100 rounds, or you need some AV grenades, or you need anything, a Logi's there for you. I decided that with the SP refund coming soon, I put myself in my Logi shoes. I threw some SP into light weapons and some other little things so I wouldn't just be a glorified supply depot. In this video, I was running a Type 1 Logi suit with a Gek with some, complex damage mod and enhanced damage mod with fused locust grenades, which, this was also my first time ever using these. Just tried a bunch of new stuff. The fused locust grenades are sweet. You just gotta get used to them. They don't roll, they don't sit. You can't really, hold on to them for too long. It's a completely different animal with those, but they're awesome. They're great for taking out close quarters areas. Also, I threw on some armor plates, just some basic ones, and the standard Logi equipment loadout, which is the nano hives, the rep tool, and the nanite injector. Now, if you're really wanting to go warpoint heavy, I would also recommend throwing in a uplink on there, because you can get like 25 or 45 war points per time somebody spawns in. So if you're in a game where you have like a solid area held down, switch over to your uplink fit, drop an uplink there, and then go to your supply depot, switch back to your regular Logi fit if you don't have your uplinks on there. Since I didn't throw much into my equipment, all of it was militia, but it worked out pretty well. The differences between playing as a Logi and a heavy are huge. Heavies go after the guys and use their firepower and high HP to their advantage. Logis are completely different. I decided that I was going to play primarily a support role and help out with some kills here and there as well. This led to some pretty solid war points at the end of the game. It's pretty sweet reviving teammates and getting more war points than the person that killed them. Plus, your teammates are going to love you for saving them ISK. Everybody loves ISK. Don't be fooled by this video, even though it's really not that great. I had two solid squad mates that I randomly joined up with in the team channel before the game that helped me out a lot. Making the switch from a bloodthirsty killer to behind the scenes support role was extremely difficult at first. First off, using assault rifles is a lot more difficult than using HMGs. Even though some people say HMGs are overpowered, I don't really believe that. But I can see where they think that HMGs are too easy to use because the reticle on it is like gigantic. Using an HMG has really spoiled me with my accuracy or lack thereof. So using the what's it called, Gek, was a pain in the ass to get used to. It took me about an hour or two to actually be worth a blueberry when it comes to getting kills. But I kind of got the hang of it towards the end. Next, you have to slow down. When you're heavy, most of the time you kind of lead the charge. You're a bullet sponge, so it makes sense for you to stay in front when possible. As a Logi, you kind of have to throw that whole method out the window. You still have some decent HP to work with, like compared to a scout, but going from over 1,000 HP to around 450 or so is a major difference. I found that sticking with the no shield find cover method that I use as a heavy worked pretty decently. If you don't know what no shield find cover method is, it's whenever you run out of shield, you find cover. It's pretty simple, but it keeps you alive. If everybody used that, you would stay alive a lot longer. You might not get as many kills because you're kind of constantly running away, but whenever you do get the kills, it's pretty rewarding to not have any deaths at the end of the game. But anyways, in the video, I died once by a mystery grenade hitting an invisible wall, once by a Duval and probably someone else helping him out, I think, and one time I got stuck by myself. So, don't get stuck by yourself, you'll be okay. The point I'm trying to make is you're going to die. You have to get used to it. KDR means jack when you're pulling in over 1,000 war points per game because of your support role. Getting used to dying was really weird for me. I'm not trying to sound cocky, but when I play as a heavy, I know I can handle most situations on my own, and I don't really die that much. I did get frustrated with the revive icons during the game. Sometimes the arrow would look like it was right next to me, but I could never find it. And then, there's the people that immediately hit circle to respawn when I'm trying to, run up as fast as I can with my nanite injector. I'm sorry, I'm a Logi, I'm kind of slow. I now understand that frustration because that's one of my worst habits. I always seem to, smash on that circle button because I'm afraid that if someone revives me, the same guy that killed me before is gonna kill me again. It makes sense because it happens. It happens a lot. You have these Logis that just run up, stab you, run off, you die, oh, they come back, oh, I'm gonna stab you again, there you go. And then, they're building up their war points. Yeah, that's cool, but you're also fucking me over, and it's really frustrating sometimes. But, at the same time, if you stay down for a little bit, if you have a solid squad with you and they're near you, they're probably going to secure the area, and then somebody will come, revive you. So try to make it a little bit of a habit to at least give them a little bit of time. It really helps out the Logis a lot. As a heavy, being revived is kind of like being given an envelope full of ISK. Our suits are so expensive to not beg for revives every time we die. Not only that, but reviving also keeps that clone in the game. Some games come down to the wire, and the difference could really be made by one Logi reviving a few guys here and there throughout the game. Logis are going to be especially important during Planetary Conquest. In PC games, you're most likely going to be running your most expensive stacked crazy suit to match up with your opponents and try to get the advantage. It makes sense, right? Well, a solid proto heavy, it costs as much as a tank, really. Dying a lot with all that expensive gear is going to burn holes in your ISK wallet like no other. Having solid Logis on your teams will not only keep your clones in the game to help you win, but they'll also keep you from going so broke you can't buy anything. Like I said before, Logis basically hand you ISK. Overall, I had a lot of fun with this fit in the last day or so, and I definitely think if I wasn't a heavy, I would probably rock a Logi. My gun game isn't that great. That's why I went to a heavy in the first place. I really have terrible accuracy. You can see it. It's really not that great. But I have fun. I like helping people out. It's really cool whenever people say thanks because you're not used to people saying thank you in this game. People are normally dicks. But I got a message saying, "Hey man, thanks for reviving me. I was using a proto." That's cool. That's awesome. That's what I'm here for. It's really a thankless job though for the most part. Normally you don't say, "Hey Logi, thanks buddy." You're kind of like the janitor of dust. As a Logi, you clean up, you restock, and you go where you're needed. After doing this little experiment, I just want to say thanks. I just want to say thank you to all the Logi bros out there just throwing away your KD, taking it for the team and saving other people ISK with the risk of losing your own. Now, saving ISK is going to make so much of a difference in this game, and it's really, it's not noticed enough in my opinion. If you play as a heavy primarily, I highly recommend throwing some SP into a Logi fit before the Uprising update. Your SP is going to be refunded anyways, so you might as well broaden your horizons a little bit. It was really eye-opening for me to switch the roles, and I honestly think it's going to help my heavy game when I go back to it. I'm not always going to be, running out on my own. I'm going to be looking for that Logi to help me out because in the end, if you work with the Logi and give them war points, that leads to more OBs, that helps you out, it keeps you alive longer. You need to work with your Logis instead of just throwing them off to the side because they're not an assault player or they aren't constantly getting kills. They get the war points for a reason. What they do is so important. And in doing this little, experiment, really, it just opened my eyes. I don't know how else to put it. It just made it seem important to me, like way more important than I thought before. Usually I was like, oh yeah, cool, I got a Logi with me. But now that I actually went through the whole Logi process, it's tough. I mean, it's not easy to be a Logi. So yeah, I just want to say thanks to all the Logis out there. Y'all do amazing things for us. So yeah, that's about the end of the video. So leave a comment, like, whatever, subscribe, all that bullshit, and I'll see you around.